Thanks. Commitment to Republican National Committee Chairman Reince Priebus is in town to meet with local African-American leaders. The chairman joins me now live from the 2020 Leaders of America Conference at the Amway Center. Good morning, Mr. Priebus. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Hey, happy to be here. Good morning.
This roundtable discussion today has a lot to do with criminal justice issues related to the upcoming presidential election. What issues will you all be talking about?
Well, look, I mean, there's a lot of things to talk about. There's a lot to learn about criminal justice reform, sentencing reform. I think you may have seen that the governor north of you, Nathan Deal, just signed a ban-the-box piece of legislation. Tim Scott, north of you, a great senator, is talking about body camera legislation. So, look, you know, there's a lot going on out there that we need to learn, and that's what we're doing today.
The body camera is a big issue here in Orlando as well. All the local agencies are starting to add them up. The president also in agreement with this. Is this a piece of bipartisan legislation that everyone can support throughout the country?
Well, we'll wait and see. I mean, obviously, so far, a lot of these reforms have been bipartisan. Rob Portman's got a bill called the Second Chance Act that's bipartisan. So there's a lot of people talking about it, and quite frankly, there's a lot to learn, and that's really more so what we're doing here this morning. And then we've got other meeting with the Tiger Bay Club later today, and then we're going to be back to D.C. by tonight. So obviously a busy day and a great day to be in Orlando, that's for sure.
You're enjoying the weather. Chairman Priebus, tell me a little bit. We've been hearing the controversy lately involving the debates, involving the Republican candidates for president. Tell me what the party standpoint is on this, and do you want to see reforms made before the next debate?
Well, I mean, look, obviously with 14 different candidates, there's always, you know, a lot of different opinions. And so getting consensus on opening and closing and 2-hour debates, longer than 2 hours, these are the things that the candidates have to come together on and agree. I think we're on pace to have a great debate next week. Certainly we want to put the last debate behind us. I think most Republicans are going to agree with that.
Last thing, and we'll let you go. Obviously, Central Florida and I-4 specifically, always a big winner, always determined from the state of Florida based on the I-4 vote. What will be the focus moving forward to make sure you reach out to the Hispanic and minority votes along I-4?
Well, one of the things that we've got to do is be there, right? I mean, so you have to be in communities on a nonstop basis in order to make a difference. And I know that sounds just like reasonable and normal stuff, but as a national party, without having the White House for 6 years, it's very difficult to put the funds in place, have the network on the ground, the proper data, the digital operation that can make all this happen. So what we built at the RNC is a system where you get 10 people every 10 blocks in every community in Florida, and you see what's happened. I mean, we did a great job in the midterm, won special elections, won the mayor's race up in Jacksonville, but that takes constant presence in communities, being there, not just showing up 3 months ahead of time with, you know, a ton of money and a huge amount of ad buy. It means people that are in communities, from communities, talking about the Republican Party, talking about our candidates, and that's what we're doing.
Reasons why you're here today. Commissioner, or I should say Chairman Priebus, thanks so much for joining us this morning, and have a great visit here to Central Florida.
Thank you.
And remember, you get the latest information on the election inside the WESH.